Yo, what is up, my friends? How's it going? This is Vinamra. Welcome to another day of my video series. This is day 3. I'm in my office right now. I got really sick yesterday, but I'm fine now. A good night's sleep and tons of food makes a man completely okay to survive in what is a nightmarish AQI situation in Delhi. I found the days I don't shower, my hair always accumulate in a puff like this, which looks borderline disgusting, and it looks like it's been taped up, but that's just the way it is. Anyway, hope all is well. क्या हाल है आप लोगों के? सब कुछ बढ़िया चल रहा होगा. I wanted to discuss a few things that have been in my mind. Number one is today was the day when I finally decided to take action on things that I was delaying around my content, around my team, around my finances, around my life trajectory. And it's fitting because it's 28th December today. Tomorrow's the 29th, and in 3 days, we're going to hit the New Year's. And in exactly 10 or 11 days, I'm going to turn 27, which is a sort of eye-opening age for someone like me who resisted the fact that he had turned 25 and had nothing to go on to show for his years as a human being. That's why he decided to build this podcast that you obviously know about. But this birthday, I'm thinking about where I want my life to go, because I've spent the last year just focusing on the next week's episode, and I haven't had the time to think long term at all. It's helped me gain a colossal audience on YouTube, thanks to all of you. But now I want to think about lifestyle design, really think about execute it. I want to think about relationships. I want to think about global travel. I want to think about more partnerships, better teams. I want to think about how I can step off the gas in all my ventures, focus on a few key ventures, but now have multiple partners and friends and associates in shared goals and objectives. So instead of building a Notion page on my objectives, which is not a bad strategy, but sometimes I find that particularly the last 3-4 months, I've been so obsessed with building plans that I've not really gotten anywhere. So I guess the lesson is, instead of building a Notion page, I just instead just leaned into my instinct, which was to figure out from the back of my head what are the things I was not really taking action on, and just becoming trigger happy with dialing numbers on the phone, sending messages on the screen, and just starting or maintaining a bunch of conversations for those objectives to take place. For example, calling a friend and figuring out how we can work together next year, having a meeting with my creative strategist for the channel, figuring out how and when to scale up the podcast in certain aspects, what kind of guests to now bring on, how to do something with this setup that I have, Vinamra Kasana. Although I think I won't do too much on this channel except for just talk and gradually build it to and make it better, because I don't want the headache of now scaling another YouTube channel and building an audience. I really don't care if 10 people watch it. If I just get 100 views on this, I just don't care. And I'm glad to be in the situation where I can sort of start again completely fresh with no baggage about, oh, I have 830k subscribers on YouTube on another channel, I must at least get 10k views because perceptions are so important. That's what I've been told by these industry folk, bro. It's like, it's really nice that you're doing this one-on-one content. We've been watching it, bro. Very good, very like organic, raw stuff, bro. But come on, bro, like, bring more views. I'm like, bro, what is this shit? Like, I don't exist to serve a perpetual need to scale anything I do online. मतलब इसका तो कोई अंत नहीं है ना फिर. So anyway, that's what it is. And I guess, so okay. Let me now centralize this into a lesson of some kind, because I think that this is also something that you might be interested in. So I'm going to stand for that. I'm a little lazy sitting on the chair. Okay, so what is the lesson? Okay, the biggest lesson right now from today's day is to just over-index on taking action instead of building long strategic documents. Instead of doing long, overranging discussions and then going back to scrolling, checking your phone again and again, and falling asleep and repeating the cycle once again. So, it might feel weird initially when you first just colossally take action on the things you've been delaying. This could be anything from paying your bills, having difficult conversations, Starting conversations you have no idea how will end and will probably be bad decisions. But the thing is, you gotta take a decision. I found that sometimes I'm so busy looking for the perfect solution to a bunch of problems that I either misdiagnose the problem, never arrive at actually effecting that solution into action, or worse yet, obsess with finding the perfect solution until it's too late and the problem is out of my scope, my personal bandwidth to solve. So sometimes you just gotta come in at 4 p.m., have a bunch of coffees, not take a shower, and sit hunched on a desk, not care about your posture, get distracted in the middle, check WhatsApp 100 times, but still get done with the things you were supposed to get done with months ago. Sometimes you can drive yourself into a grave with all the micro details in your life that you must keep up with. For example, when you're sitting and you're trying to work on a complex accounting problem, or you're thinking about what are my costs this month and how do I make sure that revenue is at a certain percentage, or even like what kind of content comes out tomorrow, or like what should I do for the next 2 months, and you feel a gnawing sensation in your back. Now, it's very important to address that sensation in the back and say, I have back pain, probably should get it checked. But you can have a tendency where you can become a hypochondriac and essentially use every gnawing pain and every little ache as an invitation to get up and worry about your health. I am like that. I am very, very neurotic. I'm very susceptible to negative emotion, particularly around my health. My nervous system gets overstimulated and fried more than others. I often work with shoulders like this because I'm holding in so much tension. And it's just not a good look when I'm trying to get work done. I found that it's a lifelong goal or a strategy. It's a lifelong journey on trying to solve this hypochondriac tendency, solve this neuroticism, or at least come to terms with it. But I think what helps is sometimes you have to submit these gnawing messages that your body and mind are sending to you. Yes, there is a time and place for breathing out whatever frustrations or tensions you're holding in and releasing them and doing a workout. But then there is also time for simply getting the things done that will propel you to be in a better position financially, that will help actually unload some of the stuff in your head that is making you frustrated and increasingly difficult to deal with your own life. So today was one such day where I decided to ignore the little pain in my scapula, the pain in this part of my neck, the pain in my shoulder. I know these are persistent issues and I know that I could be doing better to work on these issues. But I also knew that if I did not do the things I did today, if I did not check off the items in my to-do list, you know, as dull brained as I was, as foggy as my head was, as unclear as my thoughts were, as uncertain as I was about the validity of some of my decisions that I took today, I knew that action had to be taken irrespective of how I felt. And I can tell you for a fact that I'm in a much better position because I can always pivot and I can always change most decisions. I agree some decisions are pretty irreversible, but most decisions you can change fairly easily. So if you're someone who gets overstimulated very easily, is always worried about his health, his posture, the pain in her neck, or what other people think of her. If you're going through any of these things, I suggest setting aside a time for 15 minutes to weep, to breathe, to stretch, to cry in the middle of the workday if your emotions get the better of you. But make sure that you don't use those as excuses to not do the essentials that build your life and career, which will, last you many more seasons than a fickle pain will. Now, I'm not saying it is stupid. I'm not saying you should dismiss your pains. Perhaps a gnawing pain in the shoulder is an indicator that it's now time to go to the doctor and get treated for something. Otherwise, you will essentially end up in a hospital. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying find time to do that so that you can focus on the stuff that you need to do. And as always, I'm still not sure about what the format of this channel is going to look like. This is just what I had in my head, that I wanted to share, and I hope you enjoy. I hope this insight helped you. If you thought this insight was absolutely garbage and I was just rambling, and you think this is complete nonsense and I should just quit and focus on what I'm good at and box me in because that is what you think, please let me know in the comments. I have no problems receiving that feedback as well. But if you think that this is an insight, or this style of video is something you enjoy, also let me know. Whatever you say, I'm not going to stop, at least at least not for the next 30 days. But yeah, this is me signing out now. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.